Whose cuisine reigns supreme?
You're listening to the Modern Eater Show.
The ultimate gourmet challenge.
And it's time for In the Kitchen.
All right, in the kitchen, yes it is. Chef Elise Wiggins is kind of finishing up this You've Got to Jay, right? I mean, if there's a time to watch the video of the show,
man,
it's now.
Man,
I mean, look at what she's assembled.
Yeah,
it's an art. It's an art.
Chef? Are you?
She's taking pictures. This is fun.
Are you gonna cut one of these birds in half like the one you already baked? Because I want to make sure I get that on video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm fixing to bust it up right now.
Okay, Georgie boy, turn that.
First of all, we've got to get the roaming camera on this. It's a piece of art, you know. I mean, absolutely.
I will tell you, art class is one of the only ones I did well in.
You got that creative mind.
I took every home ec class, every art class there was.
Looks like Zuri.
Yes, it does look like Zuri.
That's an homage.
The rooster. That's going to be his new nickname. I love it.
That's really cool. You look at this and you put so much great work into it, but what strikes me is the delicious ingredients on the inside, right?
Yes.
I mean, where did you first pick up this technique, the first time you did this?
In Louisiana, we have a tradition of doing turducken. So it's a deboned chicken, deboned duck, deboned turkey, and you don't break the skin. Mm-hmm. That's cheating. You can't do that. You got to go in there, and it takes a long time to debone all those birds. And then you do different dressings. What we call stuffing is dressing, and inside each one is a different dressing. So usually do it only at Christmas time because it is a labor of love. Mm-hmm. It takes a long time. So that was where I first learned how to do this. But this practice of clay, that's different. This is an ancient human, one of the oldest forms of cooking. We accidentally found meat inside a fire. We started to eat it. We're like, it's good. Yeah. Then started to bury our food in the coals.
Right, first form of an oven.
Exactly. It was the first form of the oven.
How do we keep it off the fire?
Yes. And so they learned through accident that this is a great way. And you'll find this practice all over the world.
Sure. And you can see clay ovens that have developed from that.
The clay ovens, but even this practice is different, where you actually wrap the whole animal in clay tightly, not just an oven. Yes, clay ovens are something that evolved later.
A big bore, you can, wow.
Big bore, everything.
Figure out how you get enough clay to put around that. I guess you just keep going, right?
Keep going.
Yeah.
I would.
What's the biggest
We're going to.
You're going to do that? And we'll talk about that in the next of the dinner that you're going to have at the Urban Farm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so cool.
So
here it is, Jay.
Now, all right. So as you can see, this was cooked at 350 degrees for 2 hours. We wanted to make sure, again, everything was cooked completely through. And you can see that this clay breaks naturally. I roll it thin enough to where it breaks off. But if you remember, I originally wrapped it in parchment paper. That keeps any sandy particles off. So I'm going to set all this to the side. And, again, the parchment paper, this is our mascot.
This looks like me at the hot springs. Oh, man, there it is. Just the unveiling, right? I mean, That's the fun part.
And what the fun part is eating it.
Yeah.
The fun part for me is producing this, but then seeing everybody eat it, it's like, people are like, what? This is chicken?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
And it's not a trick, and it's not novelty.
No.
I mean, this is an actual way of putting it together.
I didn't invent this.
Yeah.
This is, as long as humans have figured out how to cook on fire, this is as old as that. Mm-hmm. I just, gave it birth again.
And you can do so many things with it. You throw vegetables in there. You can do
whatever,
endless, right?
I mean, you don't have to debone it. I deboned it, but you can. I want you to take a look, see at the juices that are down in here.
Oh, stop it.
See that? Yes, that's it.
Now, what are you going to do with them? You can't let those juices go to waste.
No. We put them in a bowl, let everybody eat them, put them on their tacos. Oh, for sure. See that? Okay. So now what we're going to do is, speaking of,
what do you need?
I need a volunteer to get someone to give me a bowl that's over there.
You need a bowl? Okay.
Yeah, so I can pour these juices off in it.
Perfect. I got it.
Wow and wow, Chef. Holy. Now, do people think that the clay part is novelty, that that's not applicable in what you're doing, or?
I think it's hugely important because you can roast a chicken, that's good. But when you're roasting in an oven, it removes moisture from the bird. Thank you. And
Gotcha.
this really, you know.
So much moisture, we got you 2 bowls.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, look at that. All those bits in there.
And this flavor is like, you talking about chicken broth and concentrated herbs and everything like that. Just delicious. You just need a piece of bread and you'd be good. You don't need this. I mean, if the chicken's good, you got to eat that. Trust me. But if all you had is this, you'll be in heaven. Look at that color.
Please dig into that.
Smell that. Smell that. Just, oh my God. Smell that, Jared.
Oh my
Smell
God.
it.
Oh my God.
Everybody smell it.
Holy moly.
So good.
Oy vey.
Oh, yes.
Oy
Yes,
vey.
yes, yes.
So now we take all this back. Look at that color. And now we're going to move it to here.
Bring this.
Can I get another knife right behind you?
to- Love that.
Thank you. Can I get that platter right there in front of you, Greg?
Yep. This
Here,
one.
The
right
big one.
Yep,
Thanks.
you got it. Sure. There you go, chef.
Thank you. I'm going to
Love
slide
it.
this over.
I'm finally useful in the kitchen.
Okay. And then from here, you can handle this. So, and you can see underneath, the clay is still down there. We still have some good juices down there. We can save that for later.
And so the clay doesn't, no taste. It doesn't mess with the integrity of the taste or anything
No,
like that.
the paper protects all the food that's inside. It just acts as a seal. Now, watch this. Here's what's going to be very cool. So we have all those, if you remember, all those duck eggs and chicken eggs from the farm,
Yep.
excuse me, potentially from the same bird,
Yeah.
are in here. But you have to make sure once you take this out, this has been resting now for at least an hour, and it's still hot.
No bones.
No bones. And watch that.
Oh, stop it.
Right through the egg yolks.
Oh,
I'm leaving.
Wow.
God.
I'm leaving.
Get
Oh
out
my
of town.
That's it right there. Chef, give
Mic
me-
drop.
Come on, give me
Mic drop, baby.
Dang.
Serious mic drop right
We need
there.
a picture
Oh
of
my
it
God.
just like that.
I mean,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
yeah, look at that, you guys.
That is something special.
When you talk about food porn, there it is.
Yes, indeed. Look at that steam. An hour is still resting, and the steam is still inside, and that is a testament to the clay that's here. But I will tell y'all, and I don't know if you've been playing the video, but I took Zuri for the first time to actually grab some birds and process them. And so I wanted to play a trick on him, and I was like, okay, Michelle, we're going to actually go and have him chase these birds around, because most chickens run from you.
Yeah.
Well, they all went into the house, and Zuri had an easy time grabbing a chicken and coming out. I'm like, this is not fun.
That's not
You
what
got to
it's-
chase the chicken,
That's
you know?
right.
It made it really easy.
And have the chicken chase you a few times.
Yeah, well, and he said he actually has scarred memories because when he was a kid, he was
Yeah.
supposed to feed the chickens, and they
Uh-huh.
were coming to chase him, you
Coming
know?
after.
And he's like, oh my
I know.
God, you know?
All right, Chef, stick there. Hold that thought. We've got, we're actually going to try to head down to Louisiana, and this is where you want to tune in to the Modern Eater Facebook page or themoderneater.com. We have Wes from Buckets. What is Buckets? You're going to have to stick around, tune in for that. That's at 7 o'clock, the top of the hour here. We're going to break away from our iHeartRadio affiliate. We'll be back in a flash on the Modern Eater Show.